Trader Vic's is a cornerstone of the Tiki movement. It peaked in popularity with around 80 global locations during the mid-20th century. I mean, look at all these places. Look at all of this elaborate architecture, all of the theming. I mean, who did this better than Trader Vic's? Arguably nobody. Founded by Victor Bergeron in 1934, it became synonymous with Polynesian-inspired decor, exotic dining, and inventing the iconic Mai Tai, which has since become recognized as a benchmark for all tropical cocktails. Vic invented many of the famous tropical cocktails that you know of today, and we have literally made hundreds of Trader Vic's cocktails on this show. Today, only a few locations remain, primarily in the Middle East, with US locations in only Emeryville, California, Atlanta, Georgia, the San Jose Airport, and now with a property called the Bamboo Room in South Beach, Florida, it seems that dirty stinker, Trader Vic, is on a move back into action. I'm in Miami Beach, Florida, to experience one of Trader Vic's newest properties, the Bamboo Room. So far, this does not feel like the standard Tiki tropical thing that we are used to, but what a beautiful hotel. And we're gonna continue down this hallway here. Look at this beautiful architecture. Oh, sorry. Here we are, the Bamboo Room by Trader Vic's. So before we went on Spike's Breezeway cocktail cruise to Jamaica, Cozumel, and all kinds of other islands in the Caribbean, we stopped off in Miami to experience an interesting twist on Trader Vic's. As I entered, our group was already here. Lots of die-hard Tiki fans, ready to experience some form of Trader Vic's. Now be sure to stay to the very end, because I recently ran into the CEO of Trader Vic's in West Hollywood, where I asked him some pretty poignant questions about this location. I actually had no idea who that dude was, so when I looked back at my footage, I was like, oh, that was the guy that I was talking to. Back to Miami. So, the Bamboo Room by Trader Vic's is a small 1,000 square foot, beautiful, like Mediterranean deco style bar. There are nods to Trader Vic's while not actually doing any of the decor things that you would expect in a Trader Vic's. Like they have one jade tile on a shelf, but not a wall full of jade tiles. And actually they even have one of those wrought iron dragon tiles like you see at Emeryville, just sitting on a shelf. And I was looking at that like, man, just sitting on a shelf. All of the lighting is beautiful, like in a contemporary way. And like the floor, the checkerboard floor is great. Even going into it, I knew that this was not supposed to be a quote unquote Tiki bar. But if you're gonna be playing into the history of Trader Vic's, and especially in a place like Miami, shouldn't this be themed Cuban? With the history that Trader Vic had in Cuba, especially when Vic had a bar there, and that was the location where he was able to decode the daiquiri from Constantino Ribilagua. It could have been a great nod to that history. It could be contemporary, but still harken back to kind of the golden age of Cuba. I think the best example I've seen of something like that is Habana in Irvine, California. Like, look at how beautiful this is. And I don't know if it really feels like overtly retro or anything. I think it has a contemporary flair to it. I don't know, just my suggestion to tie in the Trader Vic's story more, you know? Otherwise, it's just kind of like, what's the point? There are faux palm paintings behind a DJ set up in the corner. And like, I get that this is South Beach, Miami, but like the music didn't make us want to stay, but maybe we're not the demo for this. You know, maybe we aren't really the customers. This isn't a Tiki bar, remember? It was so much like being at a Trader Vic's, but we weren't at one. It's almost like we were in Wayne's basement, only it's not Wayne's basement. The top shelf of the bar featured more bourbon and gin than rum. And you would imagine that at the very least, it would be like an exceptional rum collection in a bar like this. And well, like I keep reminding myself that this is not a Tiki bar, then like, what's the point of Trader Vic's doing this at all? To be honest, I think it kind of confuses the legacy of such an important brand in the history of the Tiki story. I kind of think it waters it down. But let's try the drinks. So I think the menu is where this place shines. It really tells the history and the story of Trader Vic in a global sense, as a world traveler, as a person who devised cocktails from different regions. Mostly it's a historical tale, but they even add in modern things like Dubai. The website has a good representation of this menu, although the first page, the kerning, is a total mess. And as a graphic designer, it's like, oh man, please somebody fix that. But the menu tells a tale of starting in Oakland, opening in Cuba, moving on to the UK, opening in Tokyo in '74, the move to Dubai, and then I'm not really sure about the significance of this Isle d'Abundance. And then there's like a pina colada. On the last page, there are 14 cocktails that are mostly made up of classics. You can get the original 1944 Mai Tai or something like the Bahia. And there's that kerning again. But all in all, I really did appreciate the effort and the energy that went into creating such like an engaging menu. By the way, those are not my hands.
Cheers, Beverly. Cheers.
So Beverly got the clarified Mai Tai, which was called the Hinky Dinks, and I got the 1944 Trader Vic's original Mai Tai.
There's like agricole in that.
Does it get your approval? Yeah.
It's supposed to be 1944 Mai Tai. Ooh.
Let's see. It's something different. It's not bad.
Oh, it's a great drink.
It's a good drink, but there's something different than the Trader Vic's in Emerville. It's sweeter than I would expect. Yeah, there's something really sweet in there. I can't figure out what it is. It's good.
Okay, now I'm very aware of how this might be perceived. Especially if you've never seen the show before and you're like, man, why are these guys so picky? In the 4 years of this show, we've made over like 200 cocktails. I would say the majority of them are Trader Vic's cocktails. And the people who are weighing in on this video have extensive home bars. So yeah, I don't know, dude. It doesn't come from a place of ignorance.
She's tasting the 1944 Trader Vic's Mai Tai. I mean, it's not a bad drink. But it's not a 1944 Mai Tai.
Feels like maybe there's an extra ingredient.
Okay, now fast forward a couple months to West Hollywood, where they were doing a preview of Trader Vic's, because for the first time since the ill-fated LA Live Trader Vic's, we're getting a brand new Trader Vic's in LA. We were served the 1944 Trader Vic's Mai Tai there, and it tasted exactly like the one in Miami. And so I don't think the guy made it wrong. I just think that's the recipe they're using. And the Trader Vic's brand rum must have like a bit of an agricole flavor to it. But the orange curacao was really, really sweet. So it might just be in their recipe. And it's not a bad drink. It's just not what I would expect from Trader Vic's. That's all. Okay, back in Miami, we got to witness the cocktail presentation for the Isle de Abundance.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
It'll just roll away if you just pick that thing up.
Yeah, that one.
To be honest, I think that everybody really enjoyed their cocktails a bunch. It was just such a disjointed atmosphere with modern music and modern furnishings, while at the same time, the website proclaiming an immersive sensory journey.
I mean, that's really good. It's really good. It's like a clarified Mai Tai, they're saying, Hinky Dinks, which was Trader Vic's first restaurant, by the way.
And where Vic actually had a bamboo room in the restaurant. So that's the kind of the whole tie-in.
That's really good.
The bar is just set so high these days, and we had just come from Cafe La Trova, where the cocktails are perfect, the music's perfect, the decor is perfect, and it was just like, if you want an immersive sensory experience, that place nails it.
So Erica got the Isle of Abundance. You mind if I? Thanks. That's really good. It's really good. It's like spices and very like vibes of the Orient.
It just says spices in it, but it is spicy.
Okay, I want to check in with one more of our buddies who's a home mixologist to see what his opinion of the Mai Tai is before we hear from the CEO of Trader Vic's. This is George from the Blue Monkey Home Tiki Bar in New Jersey.
The place has a kind of a 1940s, almost pre-tiki tropical vibe. And there's an aftertaste. The initial sip is good, but then there's some kind of a tangy aftertaste, and I don't know if it's because they didn't use real lime juice, or maybe there's an agricole rum in here.
That's what I thought.
And it's a little sweeter too. It doesn't taste like a 1944 Mai Tai. And the orgeat is a little thin. I'm not getting that thicker orgeat richness.
Delicious.
It's really good. It's really good. Would I get it again? Yes. Is it a little disappointing because it's not what we expect? Yes, as well. So, kind of a mixed bag, but recommend overall.
It's a nice bar. If I were in the area or if I were staying at the hotel, I would certainly come here. But with options like the Kaona room just miles away, unless there was a specific reason to come back to this bar, like an event or something, I don't know that I would go out of my way for this again. I certainly think it's worth experiencing for yourselves. Okay, let's hear from the CEO, and then we're gonna find out what 2 cocktails in Miami cost. Okay, I bet you didn't think you were gonna see me back here in the Breezeway. But it's because I didn't know how to really deal with this. I'm not like an investigative reporter, and I certainly wasn't like trying to like get the CEO of Trader Vic's. And the guy was a really nice guy. I think his name's Rhett. So I asked him some questions, and I didn't know that I had this stuff recorded until I got back to my footage from the Trader Vic's preview night. And I was looking through the footage, and my recorder was going all night long. So I was like, oh, I talked with him. I probably have that conversation recorded. So I could do the creepy thing and like play back our conversation without him knowing that he was being recorded.
That's super interesting. Thank you, What's your name? Spike. Yeah. I'm Red. Nice to meet you.
And like, you know, have it like transcribed on the screen. But I was just like, ugh, that sounds gross. It sounds gross, and it sounds like not really fair to somebody who doesn't know that they're being part of something. But I did transcribe it. I wrote it out, and I'll just tell you what he said. And I don't think there's nothing like controversial here. There's nothing that he would disagree with. So I don't really have any qualms about quoting him. I just feel weird about like actually playing his audio, you know, because like, you know, he wasn't in CEO mode. He was there with his family and his little daughter and stuff. So I'm not trying to get anybody. So he's talking to one of the guys at Chain who put on the whole event, and they're just talking about Trader Vic's, and I go, oh dude, I think that's the CEO. Lo and behold, it was the CEO. And so I kind of like interrupt. I was kind of rude, to be honest, but I was like, I have to get to the bottom of the Bamboo Room. Okay, so I go, tell me about the Bamboo Room, because I was just there. And I go, it doesn't really feel like a Trader Vic's to me. And I go, so then what was like the point of it? And he goes, so it's you know, we got so many different Trader Vic's, obviously. And the real reason that I created that was so that we could have that city. It was kind of hard to understand what was going on in the recording, because the recording was certainly not intended to be capturing this conversation. And so then I go, why wouldn't you just turn that thing, the Bamboo Room, into a Trader Vic's? And he goes, because we can't. And I go, what do you mean you can't? You're the CEO. Dude, you can do whatever you want. And he goes, no, we can't. We wouldn't do a 1,000 square foot Trader Vic's. And I went, oh, which in my mind is kind of, that's like a good thing. And I go, oh, so you won't do like small cocktail bars, which I've always thought that Trader Vic's, especially being like one of the first ones into the whole Tiki space, like all the way back to the 40s. When you see these really small cocktail bars crushing it, I just go like, why isn't Trader Vic's doing this? And I go, so it's like a brand thing. And he's got, okay, we have other concepts, but we wouldn't do that. And he goes, you know, the Bamboo Room is kind of like more loungy, a little upscale. And I go, yeah. And then he goes, it doesn't have to really follow the Trader Vic's format. And I'm like, okay, which is like, still, if your brand is Trader Vic's, it's like, but why are you screwing around with other things? It's like, you do one thing exceptionally well. Like, why wouldn't you, but whatever, that's not the conversation. Let's get back to the conversation. He goes, we don't have to follow the Trader Vic's rules per se. You know, we probably want to like change the menu a couple times a year. The Bamboo Room leaves them open to like be more flexible than kind of the rigidity of a Trader Vic's, which is like the rigidity that I love. And then he goes, oh, well, then we have Trader Vic's tropical drinks, which was what on the matchbook. And if you guys remember, maybe I can take you over there real quick. Let's go over here. And it's probably, here's my table. It's on the back of that. It says, let's see if I can do this without destroying everything I own. Oh, it doesn't say it there. Son of a bitch. Oh, there you go. Trader Vic's tropical drinks, right behind that Menehuni's head. Okay. So that's what they do for like smaller cocktail bars, which totally makes sense to me. Trader Vic's tropical drinks. And I would love to see Trader Vic's like do some bars the size of Strong Water, maybe the Tiki tea, like small things, but then just get like incredible mixologists, like really dive deep into the presentations that Trader Vic's like helped pioneer in the whole Tiki world. So that would be more like if we were just to do a bar only, would be Trader Vic's tropical drinks. So like immediately this is like super clarifying to me because the Bamboo Room was just kind of like confusing to me. Wait, hold on, other me. This is voiceover me. Just to clarify, I've said a million times, I knew that it wasn't a tiki bar. It's not a tiki bar, it's not a tiki bar, it's not a tiki bar. And actually, as a show of solidarity, spam "it's not a tiki bar" in the comments right now. I just know somebody in the comments is gonna be like, yeah, but dude, it's not a tiki bar. Dude, yeah, I know. I'm talking about the story of the Bamboo Room. When your whole brand is so heavily themed, it just kind of left me confused. I mean, like, again, and it's very nice. And you're also seeing my opinion through the eyes of somebody who has this, like, I'm here for tiki. I'm not here for, a special like cocktail bar. And I love cocktail bars. So don't say that I don't like cocktail bars. It's not about that. I got into this for tiki. So that's the frame that we are looking at all of this through. So now to get more specific with the Bamboo Room. So when we were just talking to the hotel owner of the Esme, it's kind of what they were looking for was what the Bamboo Room is. And I go, yeah, okay. It makes sense to me. You know, a little bit of an upscale bar, he says. And I go, sure. And then I asked the question that's been on my mind, especially for Trader Vic's, because we really haven't seen a new Trader Vic's in the continental United States since the airport, the San Jose airport one. And I go, were they scared of the tiki thing? And he goes, no, not at all. And then he goes, and we have, I don't know when you were there, we've got 3 pages of Trader Vic's drinks on there. And I go, it's a couple months ago. So, we would normally not do Trader Vic's drinks in the Bamboo Room. Since there isn't a Trader Vic's in Miami, then I guess it's okay. So then I go, so Trader Vic's is reserved for the full restaurant. That makes sense. And then he said a couple of things that I'm going to just leave private. It's nothing jaw-dropping or groundbreaking or anything, but I don't want to show him out of turn without his permission. So, but he said that's the reason why we've created other concepts, was to make sure that we keep Trader Vic's elevated. And I go, kind of pure? And he goes, yes. So it's a pleasure meeting him. If he sees this, I hope he's not offended by the whole video. I hope that nobody at Trader Vic's is offended by the whole video because, again, like I'm looking at this like through this lens, tiki guy lens. Not, wow, did you make a cool bar? Yeah, you made a cool bar. And just because the music isn't necessarily for me or my group, and the decor isn't as immersive as maybe I would want to design, doesn't make it a bad thing. So take the video with a grain of salt, please, everybody. I know this is going to come back to get me. Oh man. And to be honest, it's just because I'm such a fan of Trader Vic's and because we made so many of the cocktails on this show that I learned so much about Trader. I just about read this thing cover to cover. And like, I feel like I know Vic. And look at how destroyed this thing is. This is all the secrets to all the Trader Vic's cocktails. I even got drinks spilled on it, dude. It's covered in black mold. So that's why I'm so passionate about Trader Vic's. And also, they were the ones that really pioneered the multitude of custom glassware, all the swizzles, all the coasters, all of the merchandising that we love so much in Tiki. So when I see a brand like Trader Vic's kind of straying off and doing other things, I just kind of go, why are you spending your resources on things that are seemingly innocuous when you could be diving in deep into the thing that you pioneered? But again, it's just my opinion. All right, let's find out what my bill was after 2 cocktails, just 2. And I'm not a cheapskate. I don't mind paying some money. Hi, it's VoiceOver Spike again. If you've enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button, share this video with anybody that you think might find it interesting. And now, how much did we pay for 2 cocktails in Miami? With the included 20% gratuity, $61.92 for 2 cocktails.